Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Love Yourself to Health podcast. My name is Alyssa, and I'll be here each week teaching you how to build a body that you genuinely love. As women, we have been taught so much misinformation about what our bodies should look like, how we should eat, and how we should work out. And I'm here to dispel all the myths and to teach you how to feel better, eat more without gaining weight, and to build a toned, lean, feminine physique. All without dieting, endless hours of cardio, or beating yourself up for getting off track. Here, we're all about treating our bodies with love and respect, and of course, having fun along the way. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I am super excited today. We've got a special guest on the podcast. I would like to introduce you all to my very good friend and our new assistant coach to Transformation Academy, ARIYA.
Hi everyone, I'm ARIYA. I'm going to be the new mindset mentor at Transformation Academy. I am super excited to be here with you and to be supporting you through this journey.
Yee! I'm so excited. You're going to be amazing. I am super happy that you're the person that I picked out to be our first new coach. So I have a few questions lined up to go through with you. And first, I just wanted to briefly let you guys know that Ari and I are going to be hosting a free bootcamp in the middle of March coming up here. So I'll have the link down below in the description where you can go sign up for that. We'll talk about a little bit more at the end about exactly what we're going to be going over in there. So that's super exciting. And then ARIYA is officially starting in Transformation Academy April 1st. So our new intakes are coming on April 4th. So yeah, we'll have more information coming out about that coming up soon as well. So lots of exciting things. Okie dokie. So, ARIYA, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody on the podcast a little bit more about you?
Okay.
I know it's always a weird question to answer.
Yeah, I can give you the quick rundown. So I'm a mindset coach and a personal development enthusiast, and I really believe it's so important to do those daily practices to improve your mindset in order to reach your goals. It's not just about having a plan in place, but it's about creating that foundation so that you can really work towards getting clear on how you're going to get there.
Totally. Yeah, mindset is such a big piece to health and fitness. I think it's so easy for people to overlook it. I think they can just get a diet plan and a workout plan and be like, yeah, I'm good. If I just do this, I'm golden. But you forget that you're where you are in life basically because of the thoughts that are going on in your head.
Oh, absolutely. And I can share numerous stories about me doing various weight loss, fat loss diets. And it was all about counting macros, working out. And it was never about how did you get here in the first place? How do you want to get to where you're going? It never included the mindset piece. And when I started to include that in how I was going to go about achieving my goals, it really made a massive impact on all of that for me.
Yeah. It's crazy how, it's literally always the missing piece.
Oh, absolutely.
Always the missing piece. So yeah, we're bringing on ARIYA as the expert on mindset. So tell us a bit about your experience and kind of what sets you apart as someone who is going to be our mindset mentor.
So I have a psychology degree. I got it from UBCO with a focus on women empowerment, which is something that really hits home to me, especially within this kind of field when it comes to women's bodies and all of the things. So I really think this is relevant to many women's journey in feeling disempowered by their bodies and the choices that they're making. So really approaching it from a psychology standpoint, a women empowerment standpoint, and a mindset standpoint, and really combining those all. Yeah, and then I also have a handful of group fitness certs that really inspired my love of weight training.
Yeah, and that's actually where we met.
Yes.
So we were both working at World Gym, and ARIYA was the front desk. I was teaching classes in the morning, and we did a few of the certifications together. But basically, after every single class I taught in the morning, I would go hang out with ARIYA at the front, and we would talk for like at least half an hour every single day.
Oh, absolutely.
I would just get so lost in track because like we have such good conversations, and we talk about literally everything.
Yeah, no, I pick your brain every morning because like I would have a question about like weight loss or nutrition or just like mindset, and you'd be like, oh yeah, like I listened to this person or I tried this thing, and there would be like this conversational piece where I got a lot of value from that. Like,
yeah, and I feel like we both helped each other so much there, just like bouncing ideas off of each other, and like when one person, like, we both know the things.
Yeah.
But it makes such a huge difference when you talk it out with someone, too. It helps you to see things in a different light. And sometimes I'd think I'm doing something fine, and then you'd come and explain it to me in a different way and be like, do you think, like, maybe this isn't what you want to be doing? Or is this, like, how you're feeling here? And I'm like, oh my goodness, you are so right. I didn't even see that that's what I was doing. So
that self-awareness piece is a lot easier when you can, like, bounce, like, ideas off of each other, and then you're like, you have this like aha moment, right? That you always had that on your own, but just having that ability to like have that conversation with another person.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, so we've known each other for a while, and the reason why I chose ARIYA specifically to come into Transformation Academy is because I think it's very important that whoever comes into Transformation Academy has a similar philosophy to me when it comes to fitness, when it comes to health. And, you know, such a big part of what I teach and what's important to me is that women empowerment piece, is like helping women to improve their confidence and to feel better in themselves and to approach health in not just an aesthetic way, but something that genuinely feels good to them, and have a very tailored approach. So we're not giving everybody the exact same like cookie cutter plan. So ARIYA fits into this philosophy so well, and she has the background in psychology. So I'm so excited to have somebody who knows even more than I do, so that, you know, my clients are getting as much as possible out of the program. So what do you think? So what do you think you're going to bring to Transformation Academy? So you are working on a course. We're going to be doing our free boot camp coming up here. You're going to be hosting group coaching calls. You're going to be in the Slack community. Yeah, you're going to be in there quite a bit. So if anybody wanted to come to you, what do you think would be some areas that you could specifically help them out in?
Well, a big starting point would be like, where are they now, right? Like taking an audit of like where they are with like their thoughts, their mindset, their beliefs, like really start like developing a starting point, right? Because you can't develop a plan if you don't know where you are currently, because you can't build off of that, right? So I think really getting to the root of a lot of these patterns that we keep seeing reoccur, right? Like why we continually fall off the bandwagon, right? Like why is that happening? Like, let's look at that, right? Like, let's consider, let's reflect on this and really grow from those experiences, right? So I think starting from there and then going all the way to the goal setting piece, right? But there's a step-by-step plan that I'm going to take you in order for you to get to that point.
Yeah, cool. So basically, like, why are you coming into this program? Like, what's not working now and where do you want to be? And then figuring out why it's been so difficult for that to happen.
Yes, exactly. And really identifying like those areas of resistance that keep coming up in your life, right? And like removing any barriers that you've had to that have prevented you to be successful in achieving those goals and milestones. So
that's so cool. Yeah, it's like, it's such deep stuff, I find. And a lot of times, like, that stuff can sound a bit scary to dive into, to, like, getting, like, a lot deeper into your thoughts and whatnot. Do you have anything, like, to say on that?
Well, it's all self-paced, right? So depending on, like, where you are currently, like, in relation to, like, I don't know, your self-awareness and being open to really doing that reflection piece so that you can grow. Like, you can decide one day that you just want to work on maybe like a surface level belief, right? You're just not ready to like really dig deep, and that's okay. But identifying that belief is massive. So you don't have to go deep right away. Like, it all depends on like where you are within your evolution, right? So
yeah, it's another thing that's so important about coaching is that it's so tailored to whoever you're talking to in the moment and like how you're feeling at that day. Like, yeah, some days you're not going to go really deep into things. You're more just going to be on like, okay, what exact actions are we going to be doing this week? And then some weeks you'll be diving more into like, okay, what are like the really deep thoughts that are kind of recurring all of the time? Like, what are the thoughts that are driving what's happening in your life? Yeah. So yeah, it all depends on what's going on a day-to-day basis, on what you're comfortable with and whatnot.
Absolutely. So there's no pressure that you need to be at a certain point in your self-development journey to start this or to see this through. It doesn't matter where you're starting, because like we can develop a plan in order to work from that point. So there's no pressure, right?
Yay. Always want to be like a super like welcoming place where it's a very, very safe and comforting and welcoming space in Transformation Academy. Everybody in there is so supportive of each other. It's so sweet to see. Like, we have our group coaching calls every week, and so now I have ARIYA is going to be helping host those as well. So I'm going to be hosting some a week. ARIYA is going to be hosting some a week. So everybody comes onto the call. Usually about 4 people come onto the call, and they each have like 15 minutes to individually get coached. And it's really interesting to see how other people are going through either similar struggles to you or something that's a little bit different, but you can still take something from it. So it's super interesting to have that community and that piece and be able to really grow in your health journey alongside other people. Because I find so many times when you're trying to go on a health journey and a fitness journey, it can be very isolating if you don't have a lot of support there. And it's not very common to have people around you who are doing the same thing as you.
Or like even like on the flip side of that, right? Like sometimes it can be difficult when you are in this big, massive, inclusive community and you feel like everyone else is succeeding and you're not. So that's why recently it was like the idea came about to have these monthly group coaching, not coaching calls, but they're
our game nights. Yeah.
Right?
So it's something we literally just started doing. So I wanted to create something in Transformation Academy where we could just hang out and it wasn't focused on health or fitness or learning or anything like that. So this past Saturday, we had a game night on Zoom. So I have a game called Jackbox Games, and basically it's a bunch of like mini games, get to know each other games. There's some quizzes and trivia and some things where you have to be funny, some things where you have to find out who's lying. It's so much fun. So yeah, that's a new thing we're incorporating from now on. Once a month in Transformation Academy. So yeah, just really building on that community aspect. So everybody just forms really, really solid relationships and you genuinely feel like you have people in this with you. And we were at a point where, you know, when you're like a month and a half in and you're starting to feel like your motivation is dwindling and you're kind of second guessing things, or you're not feeling like you're doing as well as you wanted to. And for most people, if you're not in some sort of program or you don't have that support or accountability, it's so easy just to quit at that point. So it's always interesting how we had so many women who were at this point at the same time. So it's so nice to see, like, I'm not alone in this. I have other people who are going through this at the same time as me. And, you know, everybody's feeling a lot better this week. Everybody's kind of slowly getting back on track again, but nobody's quit, right?
And it's a good, like, I think people think this kind of journey is going to be linear, and it's not, right?
Totally.
And to normalize that experience, that you're going to have your ups and downs, and to be able to actually experience it like authentically with other people in your community, right? Like, I think that's what Transformation Academy is that just like that authentic community. Like, environment where women can actually share where they're at and not feeling like they have to like always be succeeding, right? Like that's a lot of pressure to put on someone, and to feel like everyone else around you is succeeding, right? So what Transformation Academy does is really like hone in on that and allow women to have a space where they can actually be supported, right? So yeah. And
like, even like we have days where we're celebrating, like, you know, it was a bad day. I had to like order pizza on the way home, but I didn't go about it how I normally do. Like, I only had a couple pieces. I ordered a pizza with lots of veggies, and I didn't like binge on it or feel guilty for it. Like, you don't have to be perfect, right? And we all kind of understand that and can support each other in that. And it's not one of those types of like there are definitely some communities out there that are very hardcore and are very like, you need to be 100% all of the time, and that's just that just doesn't set you up for success, and that's not real life, and that's not something that's going to work for everybody. So I'm just so happy to have this community and this group of women who are genuinely so supportive of each other, and again, that we have not just me as a coach, but now you as a coach as well, just in there, like, really helping to guide people through this and to help them, you know, change their mindset when it comes to health and fitness, and get out of that like all or nothing mindset and like perfectionism. And that's definitely something that you specialize in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And those are things that I'm going to touch on and really help you to understand like how that's been impacting you, like how that's been creating patterns for you, right? So it's not your fault. It's not lack of motivation. It's just building up that confidence by repeatedly showing up for yourself every day. Even if that means small actionable steps, you're doing that every day, right? So, yeah.
You don't have to do everything.
Yes.
All at once. That's huge. Like, we have some people who are like tracking their food and doing workouts like 3 or 4 times a week because that's what they have been doing and that's what they're used to. And we have some people who are just doing dance parties as their exercise, or going for walks, or, you know, trying to get into the habit of drinking water and just breaking it down into like, today all I'm going to do is like fill my water bottle, just like breaking it down to the very smallest step, because you just need to build off of there. You can't compare yourself to where other people are, right? Because you got to see what it's taken to get there. And I think that's another big piece is I don't think there's a lot of that comparison in here. Like, I think everybody is just so supportive and understanding of each other and explains like, I totally get where you are because I was there not that long ago. Right.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, just feeling like people actually have your back in this and they want to see you succeed. And in those moments, like, you can steal those beliefs that other people have in yourself and take action on it, right? So that's another part of this community, is that you're able to really reinforce those positive beliefs that are going to get you to your goals.
Yeah. And you have other people who are like supporting you in these beliefs too. Because I think, again, if you don't have the right community or the right support, like, you can say, you know, I want to be somebody who works out all the time. I want to be somebody who feels healthy, and I want to be somebody who genuinely loves and appreciates my body. And if you're trying to do that and you don't have the right people around you who are going to support you in that, it can be really hard, especially if people are like putting down those thoughts and telling you like, oh, you don't deserve to think like that, or like, not necessarily by specifically saying it to you, but it can kind of show up in their actions or in how they respond to you doing things, or even their facial expressions when you say you're going to the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's so important, again, to have that community and that support when you're going through, you know, changing your life for the better.
I absolutely agree.
So fun. So do you want to tell us, like, I guess, what we can expect from you in Transformation Academy? We've got your course coming out, and then like our boot camp coming together. If you just want to, like, I guess, recap what you're going to be doing in Transformation Academy.
Well, I'll definitely go over the boot camp that we're going to be hosting here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 5-day boot camp. So just to kind of go over like a broad idea of what we're going to be covering.
There's a lot in it. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I definitely was struggling with not including so much information that was going to be overwhelming, but to like actually give you, I don't know, a good like actually give you value back. Do you know what I mean? So trying to balance the two of like too much information and not enough value. But for day one, we're going to go over values, goals, and why. And I know that kind of seems like some, I don't know, very straightforward things, but they're really not. To kind of give you a brief overview, like values really drive you to reach your goals, right? Motivation does not. Your values, your why, they motivate you to get your goals. So that's basically what day one is going to cover. Yeah. It's just kind of doing a broad overview of that. And then day two is going to more deal with limiting beliefs and why you fall off the bandwagon, and how to work through those limiting beliefs in a very practical way, practical strategies. And then day three is going to be talking more about kind of like your future self, your beliefs, your affirmations, kind of give a quick overview of that. Affirmations are so important in really reinforcing those beliefs that you're trying to really embody or embrace. So using affirmations that are specific to you, okay? Yeah. So we're going to go over how to develop those affirmations and how to practice them on a daily basis. And then day four is going to be about action steps and building confidence. And I'll speak more to that, obviously, in the workshop. But that's a really big component of actually reaching your goals is the action. And then day five is just going to be a wrap of everything for us to kind of tie all the loose knots.
Yeah, make sure everything like is connected. And then so yeah, in the workshop or boot camp, I guess we haven't officially decided on what we're calling it, but there's going to be live trainings every day. So it's going to be mostly ARIYA doing this because she's the expert on this, but we're going to be hosting live trainings in my Facebook group. Yeah. And then we'll send out an email with a recap after, and then the worksheets. And then at the end of the week, we're going to be doing a draw for a grand prize. So it's going to be a pretty big grand prize. So there's 3 individual components to it. Each are valued at about $250. So $750 value prize. So the first thing you can win is ARIYA's course that she is creating right now. So it's going to go basically over very similar to this, but in a lot more detail and in depth. You're also going to win a coaching call with each of us. So one with myself, Alyssa, and one with ARIYA, 45 minutes long, in-depth coaching call. And you're also going to win 2 weeks in Transformation Academy. So a very big prize to be won. So basically like a 2-week prize, or if you wanted to, I guess you could extend it over a month if you wanted to do your Transformation Academy for 2 weeks, and then a call with me, and then a call with ARIYA, and then you have the course. So it's basically just going to be really kickstarting your health journey and your mindset journey, and just making sure you're just going off on the right foot, and then you have all the tools so that you're not going to fall off track, so that you know why you've fallen off track in the past, and you're going to be able to know how to combat that, know what's coming up for you, like what usually causes you to fall off track, and then coming up with strategies to work through that so that it's not a guaranteed, right? Instead of guaranteeing that you always fail, right? We're going to instead flip that, figure out why that's happening, and guarantee your success. So you're going to get this out of the course. You don't need to win the prize in order to see this happen. Like, we're going to get as much into those 5 days as we can so that you can see that transformation happen, again, without overwhelming you. So yeah, super excited about that. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, I'm very excited, if you can't tell.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. It's gonna, I'm more excited about the impact that this is gonna make and the results, and just even the, like, helping someone start. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm really excited about that. So
yeah, I find the 2 biggest blocks are either starting is either the hard part, or it's like whatever happens like a few weeks in, or usually like a few weeks in, where you hit like that kind of stopping point where your motivation has died off, and what to do there. I feel like those are the 2 big things that are usually blocking you from actually doing what you want to be able to do. And the cool thing about this bootcamp is that it's not specifically health focused. you can apply this to literally any goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you're trying to like save for a house or pay down debt, if you're trying to get into a school program or start a new career, or if you do have health related goals, like you can literally apply this to anything.
Absolutely. Even like relationships or all the things,
Yeah.
right? Like the thing is like whatever the mindset is, it's going to overlap in multiple areas of your life. So if you have a certain mindset about such and such, you're going to have a very similar mindset about other things also that are in your life. So
Yes.
it's going to make an impact overall.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, whenever you're focusing on like bettering yourself in one area of your life, a lot of times it starts to trickle into other areas. Because yeah, the way you think about your success and your capabilities and your potential, a lot of times that relates to a lot of other things in your life. So it'll be super interesting to start, diving into some of these inner thoughts that you have about yourself and to see, what am I actually thinking about myself? Do I actually think I have the ability to succeed? Do I actually think like I'm a person who can do that? Or am I seeing other people doing that and thinking that they're different from me? They've got something special that I don't have. Right? Which is absolutely not true. I have thought that many, many times. And the more I learn about myself and the more I try to like start my own business and all of these things, the more I learn like, everybody who's doing the things I want to do are very much just normal people.
yeah.
And we all have challenging things that we have to go through to get here. And it's a learning process, like 100%.
Oh, absolutely. And like sometimes people even think, well, like if they have it, then I can't have it. If they can't have success, I can't have success. Or like on like the flip side of that, if someone around you is succeeding, that's a good thing, right? Like you're attracting those experiences into your life. And with having those people around you who are also succeeding, like that's a good sign that you're on the right path as well. So really celebrate each other's wins, right? And like that's a big thing about Transformation Academy, right? So celebrating each other's wins in general is so important. And like if we're going to be coming from a place of, what's the word? Envy, like that you wish you could have what other people have, then you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
Right? You need to be guided by like something other than a negative emotion or thought or belief. That cannot guide you to your goals.
Yeah.
So,
You're only going to get positive results from having a positive mindset towards something. Yeah, if you try to fight your way somewhere or grind your way somewhere or just be miserable, like that is not going to get you there. So you need to come up with a plan that you actually enjoy and feels good to you and, is really in tune with your values and what's important to you as a person. Like, I'm not meaning to go into too much of what we're going to be talking about, but for instance, if you're working towards, your health, but your family is also very important to you, maybe you want to make sure that you are approaching health in a way where you are setting a good example for your children, right? So maybe you don't want to do like some crazy fad diets because you don't want to ingrain that into your children while you're doing it, right? So you really want to pay attention to, that's what we're going to go over in day one, is your values and making sure that the goals you're setting make sense to you and really align with what is important to you, what you value.
Absolutely. And like also keeping in mind, like your values can change. Just because you had a goal of something before doesn't mean you can't change it.
Totally.
Right? Your values change, your why change. Like things can change as you change. Right? So expect that's a part of like this journey, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Growth is exciting.
It is.
It's fun to look back and see how much you've changed, and it's something to be proud of.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
A very different person than I was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years
ago.
ago, 1 year ago. Yeah, very much so. So yeah, that is, as you can see, we like to talk about everything. So this is ARIYA.
Hi.
Very excited to have you in Transformation as our assistant coach. I'm excited to do our workshop together and for people to get to know you even better and to learn more from you and for somebody to be able to win the grand prize, which is very exciting. So yeah, we'll have more information down below. If you want to follow ARIYA, let them know where to follow you.
So I am on Instagram at ARIYA Laurie, so ARIYALAURIE. Right now I'm just on Instagram, but I'm going to start spreading my wings across other platforms. So yeah, keep posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. But all the links will be below. We'll have a link to sign up for the workshop, a link to go follow ARIYA. And yeah, that is going to be all we have for you guys for today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's going to be so fun. Okay, bye friends.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening in today. I'm so incredibly grateful that you took the time out of your day to listen and to support my podcast. If you're ready to feel the best you've ever felt, I would absolutely love to work with you. I have quite a few offers available, from nutrition audits to teaching you how to design your own workouts to group and private one-on-one coaching. Be sure to check out the link in the show notes or go to linktree/AlyDaws. So that's linktr.ee/ALYDAWS to see what I have available right now. I love chatting with you, so don't hesitate to email or reach out on Instagram if you have any questions whatsoever. Have an incredible week, my friend, and we will chat soon.